Good morning, everyone. Hope you're doing really well. I just wanted to pop in and have a little chat. It's June here and the middle of winter. Well, start of winter, but it's been a bit rainy and cold for the last few weeks. And I thought about this earlier in the year. But with things that have happened, obviously, I have been talking about some different things. But I wanted to chat to you about ways to change up our exercise program when it is cold and wet and rainy outside, and what we can kind of do to really help ourselves stay active in these colder months. I know for me that with the change in daylight savings, which was a few weeks ago, that I don't get as many walks in the evening, which I struggle with a little bit, and I love getting outside for my evening walks. It really helps my own mental health and keeping me active. So it's about being really thoughtful about how we can keep active. Anyway, for those of you who haven't met me, my name's Sarah Hopkins, owner and senior physiotherapist at Hibiscus Neuro Rehab, here on the Hibiscus Coast in Stanmore Bay in Auckland. And this is just one of our tips and thoughts on activity, all things brain health related, and movement. So keeping active over winter. As I said, I struggle to get out in my daily walks in the evening when it's not summertime and daylight savings. So it made me think really about what exercise can you do to keep yourselves moving and active during these winter months. Now, we know it's really important that you still try and manage to get outside and get some daily sunlight. It not only helps your mental health, it helps with sleep and your circadian rhythm as well. So thinking about, can you change the time of day that you do your activity? So is it that you prioritize to go out for a walk at lunchtime, or go in the early morning? Although it's very dark at the moment, I'm really looking forward to the longest day and heading into those bigger summer hours after tomorrow, being the 21st of June. Is it at morning tea that you go out? Can you get outside with that sunlight and have a cuppa at morning tea? When you go out to get your groceries or to the shops, can you park further away and walk further and get in some more incidental exercise that way? Is it about changing up what you do in the winter months, getting a gym membership and heading indoors to do your exercise? Is it that you have an indoor piece of equipment? I know I use my bike a lot more in the mornings in winter time, so I'll get on there and do my indoor cycling. Adding in some weights at home during winter can be really good. Or is it that because it's that time of year that we kind of feel like we need to hibernate more, listening to our body, doing some more restorative practices like yoga or Pilates or Tai Chi or something, where we're keeping our body moving but inside, making sure you're doing your own home exercise programs, continuing to do things like on the weekends meeting up with friends and going for walks, wrapping up really warm so we can do that? Or is it that you meet up with a friend at the mall and go for a walk inside, especially if it's raining, and using like parking in those indoor car parks and walking through some of those malls we have in Auckland? I've lost my car a few times with my family, not remembering which level we've parked on. Definitely get those steps in, or joining exercise classes, and really just changing it up for winter. So there's quite a few things you can do. Or is it that you, we talked about joining exercise classes, but I was thinking more joining like a gardening group or a temp and bowling club, where you can go and do not necessarily like exercise, but an active activity with people as well in those winter months. So just some thoughts about how you get your exercise in, because it is really important that we keep active and moving in winter. When the weather kind of comes a bit more inclement, it can, there are things around like SAD, which is seasonal affective disorder. So using exercise to help lift your mood. And remember, it can be just as easy as like, I'm just going to do one more sit to stand. So every time you stand up and sit down, that you're doing 2, that you walk around your lounge 3 or 4 times, walk up and down that passageway. Got stairs at your house. Can you go up and down those stairs a couple more times than you normally would? I know I'm a really good one for like putting something at the top of the stairs. Is it that I then, instead of putting it at the top of my stairs, I make myself take it to the bottom stairs and down to my laundry instead of waiting for a whole pile and getting in more incidental exercise. So it's just some thoughts about keeping yourself really active. We know it's so important for strength and balance and the brain and your overall metabolic health to keep yourself active and moving. Oh, and I just had one more thought. I know someone very close to me, my dad, has been going and doing lots of walking in the pool. So actually going and doing that, which can be a really nice indoor activity for winter, especially if you've got a warm pool. But walking in the water takes stress off those joints, really good for people who don't have good balance as well. So thinking about what sorts of pool-based activities can you be doing as well. Okay, if you've got any questions or comments, let me know what your favorite indoor activity or what you do to keep yourself active during winter is. Look forward to talking to you soon. Bye.